Hi friends, welcome to another RedditRev episode. Please subscribe and hit that like button if you're enjoying the content, and please share it with your friends if you can. I'd really appreciate it. Also, please leave me a comment to let me know what you think of the episode. Now let's get started with today's stories.
I found out my GF, now ex, was cheating on me last month, so I disappeared without warning. She's breaking down and everyone in my life is demanding that I give her closure. I, 26M, had been with my ex, 26F, for 4 years and we lived together for 2. Last month I found definitive proof that she was cheating on me for at least 2 months. Most people in these situations get really angry and cause a scene, but that's just not my personality. I decided to go the other way and just disappear from her life entirely. I never told her I discovered she was cheating. I just packed up and left without an explanation. Lots of people have since told me this is a childish thing to do, but I was, and still am, upset. Rather than punch a hole in a wall or something, I thought this was a better way to move on and express how damaging what she did was. You want to throw our relationship away over some asshole from work? Fine. I'll act like the last 4 years never happened. Our lease was coming up soon and I have a lot of savings, so I just paid my half of the remaining balance. I found a small studio on the other side of town and moved out one Saturday while she spent the day with her family. I was even really generous with the division of what had been things we bought together. I took mostly just the stuff that I brought into our home. She came back to find it was as if I never lived there. Once I moved, I blocked her on all social media and on my phone. But that didn't stop my friends and our mutual friends from blowing my phone asking what happened. I tried to explain it, but they all seemed really concerned about my ex who was having constant panic attacks over being abandoned. Everyone tells me that even though she made mistakes, she deserves some kind of closure and that I'm a monster for treating her the way I am. It's mostly because she's having these panic attacks. She's saying the only way they'll stop is if she can talk with me to apologize/get closure. I'm not interested, honestly. The worst is that my mom is on her side. She thinks I'm being cruel by just picking up and leaving without saying a word to my ex. They had become very close over the last 4 years, and my mom is angry that I'm letting her keep having panic attacks. When I visited home this week, my ex showed up while I was there. My mom had invited her. When I realized she was at the front door, I snuck out a back window before she could find me and drove away. Now my mom is saying I'm not welcome at home until I talk with my ex. Am I being unreasonable? I feel like the whole world is turning against me. My ex threw our relationship away. I could have been an asshole and screamed my face off at her, but instead, I've just been leaving her alone. TLDR, my ex was cheating on me. I never confronted her, and instead just disappeared from her life. She's having panic attacks and everyone says I need to give her closure. Next story. I need help. My girlfriend just admitted to cheating on me. She says it's okay. Okay, I don't know what to do. I need advice. I've been busy with school and work, and at some point realized that my conscious life was a mess. I keep thinking that no matter how bad I feel missing sleep and being away from people, not being my best, at least it's because it's going towards something. A lot of times I feel like crap during the day, but it's because I have to stay up really late to finish homework, and I know that while working and going to school I have to sacrifice. I don't want to be in a position 20 or 30 years from now where I'll say, I wish I did just a little better in school, and got more done. Why didn't I just try harder knowing it would mean so much for my life? Anyway, in the midst of all of this, my girlfriend has been showing some bits of aggression. I thought she would understand what I was going through. As pathetic as it sounds, I thought she would kind of see what I was going through, working and going to school and studying until the early hours of the morning, sometimes until 6 a.m. And I thought maybe she would feel sympathy for me or admiration. I thought from a side point of view, it would be obvious that I was working like a zombie to give my best to school and work. Anyway, my girlfriend was coming home from work at about 6:30 p.m. every day for maybe 2 years. Sometimes later and sometimes soon, but it was about that same time. Her work schedule has been kind of fixed for a while now, and we would always make plans around that. We would make plans at about 7 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. At some point she started coming home a lot later, which was okay. I didn't really think anything of it. But when she started coming home late every night for a week, and kept saying she had a lot of work to do, and at the same time she responded to me really aggressively, and acted almost like she hated me, I just felt something was weird. To make a long story short, that went on for about a month. She was so negative towards me because with respect to my school and work, I just didn't get it. I was trying hard with both. I mean, I really couldn't believe it. I am doing all I can at almost every point. I try to do well in school and study, and I try to work as best as I can when I'm working. I don't get it. She gave no sympathy. Anyway, she admitted to me tonight that she was cheating on me for the past few weeks. After I pressured her, she said I didn't know the guy, and it's not anyone she works with. She says we have both been really stressed lately, and she made a big mistake, but she says she loves me and in the end wants to be with. To be completely honest, I don't know how to feel. She is telling me that everything is okay. We can continue our relationship even though she broke the one biggest rule of any relationship: don't break the fucking relationship. She wants to stay together. I just don't know even how to feel. I need some advice. Comment 1. This is over. Breakup. I'm going to generalize, so nobody please freak out at me, but when men cheat, sometimes it is just physical. When women cheat, it is typically because they feel abandoned or left out, or for some reason they gave up emotionally on their partner. This is not your fault that she chose to cheat. She did not communicate to you how she felt. If you are an INFJ, your trust in her is probably busted for good. You may be too busy to realize the full scope of it. Comment 2. So everyone here pretty much says leave her, and maybe they're right and maybe they aren't. The truth is that we don't know you and we don't know her or really anything about your relationship other than the obviously hurt feelings, one would say deservedly so, that you've shared with us, and it's pretty easy to feel outrage on behalf of others based on a tale such as this one. My suggestion is simply to take a little time before making any major decision. It's easy to say this is entirely on her, and maybe it is. I don't know, and neither can anyone else other than you. People make mistakes and only you can make the determination as to whether there is anything to salvage out of the wreckage of this situation. But if you take a little time, take a little break from each other now, perhaps you'll better be able to determine what your heart says is true. People generally have a reason for doing things, even if they aren't consciously aware of it themselves at the time. It may be a purely selfish reason and it may be unforgivable, but you should ask yourself if you're in the best position to discern that just now. In the heat of the moment, it's all too easy to jump to conclusions or actions that you might think differently about in the fullness of time. I'm not suggesting dragging this on forever, nor am I advocating forgive and forget, only, just slow things down for a bit, give yourself some time to sort through your feelings, and some time for her to do the same. Good luck, OP, I do feel for you, and you are not alone in this.
I hope you enjoyed our video. It's always a pleasure creating these stories, and if you liked what you saw, please take the time to show your support by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing if you haven't already done so. Sharing with your friends is also greatly appreciated. Let me know in the comments section below what you think of our videos. I'm all ears. Be sure to check back soon for more original Reddit stories every day on RedditRev. Until then, stay awesome, my friend.